Hello? Hello?
Sir.
Shall we start?
Okay, sir, we can start.
Good afternoon. My voice is audible.
Audible.
Okay, I'm starting the class. Okay. Uh, Today we'll discuss about the phenomena of knock in SI engines. And sorry. Now, however, if the end charge, you can see this figure C, where we have B dash and D reaches into auto ignition temperature and remains for some length of time equal to the time of pre-flame reaction, the charge will auto ignite, leading to knock combustion. When the auto ignition will take place is once the combustion starts, where the exhaust gases is left over inside the combustion chamber, that will having a pressure and temperature. Whenever it taking to the top of the compression ignition mode from piston BDC to EDC, that time that pressure and temperature will be rises and it may get an auto ignition will be taking place. Then we are going to have this figure C will shows that it is assumed that when a flame has reached the position of B dash, we are seeing here B dash, then the charge head of it has reached critical auto ignition temperature during the pre-flame reaction period. If the flame front could move from BB dash to only CC dash, then the charge head of CC would auto ignite. If you see the P theta diagram, where you have a BDC position, where you have a TDC position, where we have ending once the suction stroke in a 4-stroke cycle, suction will happen, homogeneous mixture will be entered into the cylinder and pushing it to upwards, where you are going to ending of the combustion chamber, ending of the compression stroke, only spark will be given. But because of the pressure and temperature inside the combustion chamber, it may leads to the auto ignition and before ending of the compression stroke of this thing only. That's why you are going to get ignition lag or ignition before that. Then you are going to have this is a power stroke you are showing here. That is about the P theta diagram of this thing. Next, we will see the figure shows the cross section of the combustion chamber, which flame advancing from the spark plug location. Because this is you are seeing that the spark advancing, you are showing it here. Because when the peak will goes only, we are going to get the spark. But before itself, we are going to get this thing spark plug. With the normal combustion, the flame travels across the combustion chamber from A to A towards D. A towards D. This is the flame front, how it travels from A to D. The advanced flame front compresses the end charge B dash and D farthest from the spark plug, thus rising its temperature. That is the pressure and temperature developing inside the combustion chamber. We are going to get the this pre-ignition this thing, and the temperature is also increased due to the heat transfer from the hot advancing flame front. This is about the flame front, you are showing it here, and you are seeing the figure also with the diagram. And this is about the phenomena of knock in SI engines. And the phenomena of knock in SI engines, if the temperature of the end charge had not reached the its self-ignition temperature, the charge would not auto-ignite and the flame will advance further and consume the charge VB dash to D. This is about if the temperature of the end charge and not reach its self-ignition temperature, the charge would not auto-ignite and the flame will advance further. The consume the charge is VB dash to D, where we are going to have see the flame front of this, and this flame front will reaches BBDS is the where you are going to get an auto ignition, and your real ignition will be start from here in the peak stage of it here, ending of the compression stroke or the top of the near the BDC TDC center, but you are going to get a little bit earlier, that is called auto ignition, and then you are going to get the power like this. Next, you have knock. Knocking is also a very good phenomena or very important phenomenon as SI engine is concerned. And we are going to see now if the final temperature is greater than the equal to the auto ignition temperature, the charge BB dash auto ignites knocking. Because of free ignition, we are going to get the sound of knocking. Knocking will occur through this uneven burning of the combustion chamber inside the combustion chamber, and the pre-ignition also will leads it. A second flame front develops and moves in opposite direction, where the collision occurs between the flames. This causes severe pressure pulsation, and a second flame front develops and moves in opposition direction, where the collision occurs between the flames. This causes the severe pressure pulsation, and this is the why the knocking will occur, and what is the purpose of the knocking will develops it. Damaging of the engine is caused by the combination of high temperature and pressure. One is inside temperature and pressure will be leftover exhaust gases will be there. Then we have you are going to see this piston crown will have a small damages on the top of the scene, and unburnt hydrocarbons also depositions will be there, carbon deposits inside the piston on the top of the deposit. And here piston crown also will have a small cracks on this, that also will leads the knocking of problem. And the aluminum cylinder head will be seeing it on the top of it, and combustion chamber have small notches on it, and that also will leads it. Cylinder gasket also will have a, because we already discussed about cylinder will be having three parts. One is the cylinder block, cylinder head, and crankcase. Crankcase will stores the oil, and cylinder block will stores the piston movement from the top dead center to bottom dead center and stroke length. And the piston head will be sealed with cylinder head with the sealed with the head of the with the gasket and all. So sometimes gaskets leakage also leads to the problem of the knocking and all. And pre-ignition and knocking. Now we are going to see these hot spots will be left over here. If you see the P theta diagram, where you have hot spots and where we are going to have the spark, and we are going to have this peak phenomena. This is called abnormal combustion. Combustion with the pre-ignition. Because of the pre-ignition and post-ignition, we are going to get the abnormal combustion. Combustion flame will be coming, and you have seen the flame front also how it will be happens and all. And this is about the P theta diagram of pre-ignition diagrams. Knocking in the combustion. Because of knocking, we are going to get irregular flame front, and that also leads to the noise and all. It's called the pre-ignition knocking. And now we see the pre-ignition and knocking. What is the difference in comparison of abnormal combustion? If you talk about abnormal combustion, these two things are very important. One is the pre-ignition, another one is knocking. And the pre-ignition is the ignition of the homogeneous mixture of charge as it comes in contact with the hot surfaces in the absence of spark. Okay, we were discussing the previous figures. We are seeing that we have a auto ignition or pre-ignition will be taking place because of the hot gases and temperature and leftover exhaust gases. That is about the pre-ignition. Knocking is due to auto ignition of the end portion of the unburned charges in combustion chamber. Knocking is due to the auto ignition of end portion of the unburned charges in the combustion chamber. And the pre-ignition is initiated by some overheated projecting parts such as the spark plug electrodes, also overheating up, exhaust valve overheating up, and metal corners in the combustion chamber, and carbon deposits in the carbon chamber, and pressure and temperature protruding the cylinder head gasket rim, etc. will also leads to the pre-ignition. The pressure and temperature of the unburned charges increases due to the compression by a burned portion of the charge. This unburned compressor charge may auto-ignite under certain temperature conditions and releasing the energy at a very rapid rate compared to a normal combustion. The pressure and temperature of unburned charges increases because whatever the leftover gases inside the cylinder, that is called exhaust gases, and compression by burned portion of the charge. This unburned compressor charge may auto-ignite under certain pressure temperature conditions and releasing the energy at a very rapid rate compared to a normal combustion. That is the second point. Third point, auto-ignition may overheat the spark plug and exhaust valves, and it remains so hot and that its temperature is sufficient to ignite the charge in the next cycle during the compression stroke before spark occurs, and this causes the pre-ignition of the charge. This rapid release, if you take knocking, this rapid release of energy during auto-ignition causes a vibrations and pinching noise. There is a vibrations and pinching noise will get a lot of disturbance inside the cylinder, and it will give a lot of noise in knocking. And the phenomena of knocking in SI engines. These are the difference between pre-ignition and knocking. You have seen it. Now we'll see the knocking in SI engines. After the combustion is initiated with the help of a spark plug, the flame spreads across to the other end of the combustion chamber. And you have seen the flame front, how it will be looks in this, and the heat released during the combustion increases the temperature and consequently the pressure of the burned part of the mixture above those of the unburned parts. The heat released during the combustion increases the temperature and consequently the pressure of the burned part of the mixture above those of the unburned part. This process continues as the flame front advances through the mixtures. The temperature and pressure of the unbound mixtures are increased further. This also will leads to the phenomena of knocking in SI engines. And a knock in SI engines, if the temperature of the unbound mixtures exceeds the self-ignition temperature of the fuel, above this temperature during the period of pre-flame reaction, ignition lag, we call it as ignition lag, if the temperature of the unbound mixture exceeds the self-ignition temperature of the fuel, above this temperature during the period of pre-flame reactions called an ignition lag. The spontaneous ignition or auto ignition occurs at various pinpoint locations of the inside the combustion chamber. These pinpoint locations means where the gases will be spread over to it, where you are going to get an auto ignition. This phenomena is called knocking. Because of this phenomena only, because of free ignition, we are going to get vibration and pinching noise, and that will leads to the knocking. The process of auto ignition leads to the engine knock. With the normal combustion, the pressure changes are smooth and there is no knock. If the normal combustion, the pressure changes are smooth and there is no knock. In abnormal combustion, due to auto ignition, a second flame will initiate and move in the opposite direction, resulting the vibration. If abnormal combustion due to auto ignition, a second flame will initiate the move in the opposite direction, resulting in vibration. And this is one set of knocking, and two flame fronts collide. If you inside the two flame front, pre-ignition and post-ignition with the spark, and two flame fronts collides, what happens? A severe pressure pulse is generated. The gas in the chamber is subjected to compression and the rarefaction along the pressure pulse until pressure equilibrium is restored. The order of vibration is CPS, 5000 CPS, and the one set of knocking is depends on the properties of the fuel. If the unbound fuel does not reach auto ignition temperature, there will not be knocking. There will not be any knocking inside this, because if the process will be there free and combustion will be taking place with the spark plug only, there is no knocking. Similarly, if the ignition lag period is longer than the time required for the flame front to burn through these unburned charges, there will be no knocking. And similarly, if the ignition lag period is longer and the time required for the flame front to burn through the unburned charges, there will be no knocking. Because once the combustion is proper, then there is no ignition delay or the ignition lag will happen. If the critical temperature is reached and maintained, and the ignition lag is shorter than the time taken for the flame front to burn through the unburned charges, the end charges will detonate. And basically, if a knocking and detonation will occur, where we are going over a longer time of the operation of the engine, where we are giving more acceleration, more rich fuel will be entering into a cylinder, and going at very high speeds and high range of kilometers, then only you are going to get all these problems will be happening. If you are going a short duration in short operations, you don't get all these things. And knocking limited parameters, it should be aim of the engine designers to reduce the tendency of knocking in engines. Knock limited compression ratio will be there, knock limited inlet pressure, and knock limited indicated mean effective pressure. If these 3 points, if you take into the consideration, and then I told already, initial stage you don't get all the things. When you are going a longer time and longer acceleration will be giving with higher speeds only, you are going to knock and detonation will be occurs in the combustion chamber. And knock limited compression ratio is gradually increased till incipient knocking is observed. Any change in operation conditions which improve the knock limit, CR is compression ratio is said to be reduce the tendency towards the knocking. When I told you, whenever your two-wheeler is not starting, you are going to start the vehicle after a long time, you have to give the choke will be operated. You are telling that you are sending the rich mixture of the fuel is sending inside the combustion chamber, you are going to start. How like this, whenever you are giving more acceleration, and there also you are going to get more fuel will be entering, inducting inside, and lot of things will be happening of it. And knocking limit inlet pressure. The inlet pressure is gradually increased, and where the incipient knock is observed, this is a knock limit inlet pressure. Knock limited indicated mean effective pressure also, where the incipient knock is observed. And we have a performance number. These are the parameters of a knocking, and one is a performance number is defined as a ratio of the MEP with a given PL, and mean effective pressure with iso-octane with the inlet pressure is kept constant. This performance number is related to octane number and can also be applied to the fuel whose knocking characteristics are superior to that of the iso-octane. Thus, they extends the octane scale beyond 100. And this is actually where the depends upon the knocking also. It depends upon the purity of the fuel, what type of fuel you are going to use it, and fuel, how the fuel rating will be, what is the octane number, what is the cetane number of the fuel, what you are filling into the cylinder, the fuel tank. That is also very important. Where if you send a good fuel and good oxygen percentage, and you are going to get the good combustion. And relative performance number, RPN, actually we have performance number is a preference number corresponding to the IMP of this number. Okay, this is that is called mass of inducted charge. A reduction of by throttling. Throttling means you are opening the accelerator, throttle opening only, and reduces the temperature and density of the charge, and reduces the tendency of knocking. Inlet temperature of the mixture increase in inlet temperature, increases tendency of knocking. Temperature of the combustion chamber walls. The hot spots of the combustion chamber wall should be avoided. Since the spark plug and exhaust valves are two hottest spots in the engine, the end charge should not be compressed against them. And knocking anyhow retarding of the spark time. By retarding the spark timings from the optimized timings, that is by having the spark closer to the TDC, the peak pressure is reached further down on the power stroke with relatively lower magnitude. This might reduce the knocking. However, this difference from the BPD timing and affecting the brake torque and engine power output of the engine. A decreasing in output of the engine decreases the temperature of the cylinder and the combustion chamber, valves pressure and charge and end gas temperature. This reduces the tendency to knock. And effect of engine variable on knocks. Density factors, time factors, composition factors. These are the very important for these things. Compression ratio. An increasing in compression ratio increases the pressure and temperature, reduces ignition delay, and increasing tendency for knock, and vice versa. The increasing density of the charge increases pre-flame reactions in the end charge and increase the knocking tendency in the engine. Then you have time factors to reduce the knocking tendency, increase the flame speed, increasing duration of ignition lag, and reducing the time of exposure of unbound mixture to auto ignite. Turbulence depends upon combustion chamber design and the engine speed, and increasing turbulence increases the flame speed and reduces the time available for the end charge to reach auto ignition. Conditions and decreasing of the tendency to the knock. And composition factors, failure ratio, equivalence ratio, and octane value of the fuel, a higher self-ignition temperature, and a low free flame reactivity reduces the tendency to knock. Paraffin series have high tendency, and aromatic series of minimum tendency to knock. Compounds with more compact molecular structure are less prone to the knock. And again, we have engine speed and flame travel distance. Then combustion chamber shape also very important. Location of the spark plug. Because in future, in the course of time, we are going to discuss about the different combustion chambers. In these different combustion chambers also will help to reduce the knock of the engines in SI engines. Particularly engine speed, and increasing in the speed increases the turbulence of the mixture, increase the flame speed, reduce the time available for pre-flame reactions, decreases knocking tendency. Flame travel distance. A shorter distance is beneficial. Engine size and spark plug positioning play critical role. Combustion chamber shape. A compact combustion chamber reduces flame travel length. So spherical shape preferred pulse plus measured to improve the turbulence. Most of the two-wheelers will have this type of chambers where you can reduce the knocking and detonation. Location of spark plug. Centrally located spark plug reduces the flame travel distance, hence better. And use of two more spark plugs in case of large engines. If you have a very large engine, you can use two spark plugs or three spark plugs in a single cylinder also. And this is about the effect of equivalence ratio on a knocking limited compression. Where you take the knock limit compression ratio, we are going to see isooctane inlet temperature, and relative fuel air mixture also we are going to see it. And these are the summary of parameters affecting knock in CI engines. Increasing in variable thing, major effect of unbound reduced charges, action to be taken to control the knock, and can operate usually control. Compression ratio increases temperature and pressure and reduces action taken to the control knock. No. Can operate usually. Mass of the charge is inducted, increasing pressure, reducing knocking, and yes. Inlet temperature, increased temperature, reducing knock, and in some cases. Chamber water temperature, increases temperature, reduces, not ordinary. And we have increasing in variable major effect on unbound reduced charges. Action can be taken, control knocking, can operate usually control. Spark advance, increasing temperature and pressure, retardation will give the vibrations and all, will get noise in some cases. Airflow ratio increases temperature and pressure, make very rich in some cases. Turbulence, decrease time factor, increase somewhat through the engine speed. These are the more parameters will affects the knocking phenomena. And summary of the parameters affecting the knocking in SI engines. Engine speed, decreases time factor, increases, knocking is increases, and component usually. And distance of flame travel, increased time factor, reduces, knocking is reducing, and can operate usually and control. No. Reducing the possibility of knocking, reduce the distance of flame travel, centrally located the spark plug, avoid the pockets of stagnant charge, cooling of the spark plug and the exhaust valve area, where you are going to get in a single cylinder engines, film fins are arranged around the cylinder, that will also will give the more cooling effect. That's why the cooling effect also will stretch over around the spark plug also on the head of the cylinder, where also cooling can take place because reducing of this. And these are the source of hot spots in majority of the combustion chambers. Reducing the temperature of the charge, adapting a high temp surface to volume ratio in the part where the last portion of the charge burns. Heat transfer to the combustion chamber walls can be improved by using high surface to volume ratio, thereby reducing the temperature. These are the important factors reducing of the knocking in your spark ignition engines. And we are going to high utility compression ratio, HURC. HURC is the highest useful compression ratio, which refers to the highest compression ratio of the engines, which would leads to the maximum fuel efficiency with respect to the particular fuel. High utility compression ratio will have the which refers to the highest compression ratio of an engine, which would lead to maximum fuel efficiency with respect to the particular fuel. This would imply that for a particular fuel, the engine compression ratio is higher than SUR, the engine would not give its maximum fuel efficiency. Because depends upon the engine design and these things, we are going to use high compression ratios for getting up this utility ratio. And this also helps in finding the higher compression without knocking for a better efficiency also, we'll using this method. And so far we have discussed about the knocking and the phenomena of this thing. Then we will see the, I am talking about the carburetor, carburation. Why the carburetor? Because in diesel engines, air and fuel will burnt inside the combustion chamber. But in petrol engines, we are going to discuss about the carburation. Carburetor is the main heart where we are going to mix the air and fuel mixture. In the SI engine of a combustible fuel air mixture is prepared outside the engine cylinder, that is called the carburetor chamber. The process of preparing of the mixture is called a carburation. That is called a homogeneous mixture. The carburetor is a device which atomizes the fuel and mixes it with the air. The pipe that carries the prepared mixture to engine cylinder called the intake manifold. Whatever in diesel engines, air will be entered directly from the intake manifold, but in our spark ignition engines, fuel air mixture, homogeneous mixture will be entered through this carburetor. That's called the carburetor. Now we'll see the carburetor design, how it looks and all. This is about the simple carburetor where you are going to have the air will be entering from here, air will be entering here, and here this is the chamber where we are going to have, and this is the main fuel chamber. This is the float, and we are going to have a small jet hole will be there here. Venturi will be there. Through this venturi, metered quantity of fuel will be released here, and the air will be coming. Air and fuel will be mixing here, and this once the air and fuel will be mixing it, this the homogeneous mixture is only entering into the intake manifold. You are going to have a choke. I told in the whenever the vehicle is not starting, you are going to open the choke and you are going to release the more fuel. Where you are going to, here we have a strainer will be there. You have a needle. You have a float chamber. This float chamber will help you to reducing of the because the metered quantity of fuel will be sent through this, and you are having a the equal jet will be there. The jet hole size will be depends upon this. Where we are giving the acceleration, and this throttle will be opening it. This is the throttle or choke valve. Throttle valve will opens, and this the throttle valve will opens, and air fuel mixture will be entering into the cylinder. If you are giving more speed, you are, if in diesel in car we are going to pedal it, and if you are scooters and motorcycles you are going to give a pedal with a right hand. You are giving the acceleration. Means if you give the acceleration, you are opening this throttle and releasing the more fuel to inducting inside the engine for getting up the combustion. You are operating the acceleration more and more, and metered quantity of fuel will be going inside because it's the same quantity of fuel will be going. Now we have a lot of improvements as coming in this. In replacing of the carburetor, we have a multi-point fueling system will be coming according to speed, according to the load, according to the acceleration only you are going to travel the engine. That's why knocking tendency detonation also will be reduced in this spark ignition engines by using a multi-point fueling system, a DTSI system, or a lot of changes has come in this carburation system. The carburation is the oldest system where we are going to see near two-stroke engines, most of them, and the four-stroke engines almost you have a DTSI engines, MPFI engines. We have a lot of things, and multi-point fueling system has also coming up now, and fuel and air also will be separately sending inside the spark ignition engine also, and you are getting of the combustion. A lot of modifications has come up in the spark ignition engines to avoiding of the carburation system. And the old system we have a carburetor where we have a jet hole is fixed, and the same quantity of fuel will be going in all the speeds, and all the whenever you are giving acceleration, same quantity of fuel will be going. But in a multi-point fueling system where you are going to have the fuel according to load of the vehicle, according to speed of the vehicle, and according to the acceleration of the vehicle, and how much acceleration you are giving, according to the microcontroller control unit will decide how much fuel to send for getting of the combustion and all, and this will be happening it in your petrol engines. And drawbacks of using carburetor: a simple jet carburetor cannot be provide a very rich mixture as required at the time of starting of the engine. It can be provide very rich mixture requires for a sudden acceleration of the engine. The gradual increasing pressure difference over the jet at a higher speeds of the engine. The weight of the petrol discharge from the single jet increases and a greater rate that does the air supply. Hence, a single jet carburetor gives a progressively richer mixture as the air speed increases when set to give a correct mixture and low air speeds. That is also I told already. A fixed quantity of fuel only always goes through this inlet. Uh, and this thing, it cannot reduce the quality of air flow during the starting as required in cold weather conditions. The auto control of air and fuel according to the required of the conditions is not possible. This is about these things. Now we'll see some related videos to the this lecture. It's not visible?
Now it is visible.
Visual, huh?
Yes, sir.
You are seeing this video clipping, huh?
Yes, sir.
Now it's seeing?
Yes, sir. It is.
Fuel area and number of strokes we can see.
Okay. Can start. Spark, voice is coming, huh?
No, sir. Voice is not.
Voice is not coming?
not-
Okay. Over this position of spark plug, location of the inlet and exhaust valves. This we are talking about the combustion chambers can be divided into different types. And this one is the T head and one is L head, then it's called I head and F head engines. These are the different combustion chamber designs. And T head engines type of combustion chambers we are going to see now. And Ford in 1908, they made a small design. You can see its inlet manifold and exhaust valve. The shape of the head will be having a T shape. Then individual camshafts to operate in each valve because two different sides will be there. And difficult to manufacture and chances of knocking will be there in T head engines. Now World War I, we have some problem will happen. Fire struck in 1950s. Then we have a T-head type of engines has developed combustion chambers and a Hallett type of engines. And we have a Ford 1910 and 1930s, Ford has developed the F-head engines. And we have inlet valve, exhaust valve behind of it. And two valves will be only one side where we are going to have. And the simple valve mechanism, that this will be involves simple valve mechanism and ease of maintenance. And you have these engines will be available in the F-head engines also. And inlet valve and exhaust valve will be placed at only one place. And if you see the spark plug location, and you can see the inlet valve and exhaust valve behind of it, and operating with a cam arrangement. And this will give the F-head engines will give a less knocking arrangement and less knocking of tendency in these engines. Next, we have an I-head engines. Almost you will see all the engines will be having I-head engines, most of the engines. An inlet valve and exhaust valve will be behind of it, and spark plug will be there in the adjacent of it. And in two-wheelers, we are going to see it, central spark plug will be given. And books will be developed in 1950s itself. Overhead of combustion chambers can also be classified into two types, bath type, tub type. There is one thing where you have a spark plug will be having in the center side, and inlet valve and exhaust valve will be given. And inlet and exhaust valve will be seeing it here, and we have a Plymouth V8 engines also will be given. This is an advanced stages of the engine, less knocking, less emissions, low emissions, high volumetric efficiency. And the F-head engines and combustion chambers we are going to see, and L-head, I-head, F-head and T-head engines. And these are the different exhaust valves, spark plugs, inlet valves. And we have a rover model will be there for the spark plug, inlet manifold and exhaust manifold. A wheels model will be the high volumetric efficiency and all. And high volumetric efficiency gives these individual camshafts to operate each valve. And types of combustion chambers in SI engines, we've seen it. And now we'll see this okay. Hello?
Can we leave, sir?
Yes, we'll leave today. But tomorrow 8 or 8 o'clock?
8:30, sir. 8:30.
8:30. Okay.
8:30, sir.
Okay.
Sir, also, sir, some students having problem with the speed. If you can slow down, that will be helpful for us, sir.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Thank
I
you
will
so
make
much,
it
sir.
slow, no problem.